being determined and being persistent and really believing in your idea is important, I think. And sometimes, even if you have an idea and you raise it to your manager, you might hear, well, good idea, let's think about it and let's see, but then nothing happens. And it's easy to get discouraged by it, right? And to think, oh, well, the silence means the idea is maybe not good, and not to follow up on it. But I really encourage people to follow up in such situations and really to believe in your idea, because there are many reasons why maybe, you know, the management is not coming back to you. And then if you follow up, you can just get the green light to go ahead, right? And that's actually what happened in this case, because initially, when I started to think about such initiative, I didn't know whether it's even possible to start such initiative not going through FSPI and ASA, right, and through the kind of upper leadership of biostatistics in the companies, right? And that's why I raised it to my management. But then at one moment I did follow up, and as I was given the green light just, you know, to go ahead to talk to Kaspar and not to wait for FSPI or ASA to come up with such ideas, right? And I think that's definitely learning that you can do it, not waiting for you know, large organizations to kind of give you the green light. The other point is, I think, the co-leadership with you, Kaspar. It really made me a big believer in this concept. And it's definitely something that I'm advocating now internally as well for many initiatives. And co-leadership, I think, really doesn't mean that you need to take the decisions together, right? Quite often, actually, it was just one of us who you know, was taking actions on certain aspects. And there are only a few situations that are really important where both of us, you know, had to have a discussion, right? And it's important to trust each other, that when we encounter such situation, then you know, we will call each other and to have this judgment, what is important and what is not important. And most of the things, really, one of us would decide. And what it also means that if you are together, then of course you can advance things much faster, simply because even if one of us was busy, and we were very transparent on this with each other, right? And we were saying, well, look, this month I'm so busy with, for example, my submission or health authority questions, I really don't have time for this. And then it's okay, right? If you are transparent with your co-leadership, you can find solutions and you can still continue supporting the teams. And you know, the initiative continues. So I think this sharing the burden is really important. And the other aspect of co-leadership is, of course, just bouncing off ideas, having a sounding board, right? And that was very helpful, I think. And in some situations, if we were not sure after discussing together, then I think it was also kind of ringing the bell that, well, maybe we should talk to other team members, right? And see also what maybe some external experts think about this. And that was also very important. I definitely appreciated this aspect a lot.
So the co-leadership also brings with it the aspect that it is also a shared responsibility. You don't have to carry everything alone. And I think that is very often carried me through hard times as well, in terms of either the workload, as you said, apart from this, or also when difficult situations arose in the working groups. I think the webpage helped a lot, as I already mentioned, to build a community and to disseminate results, to help colleagues in their companies to illustrate that the work we do here is really relevant and is being seen, so that they also potentially get some freedom to work on topics related to the working group. That is a recommendation I can have, that build a web page early on. Is very early on, we already sought the status as scientific working group of the ASA biopharmaceutical section, and also within FSPI, so both in Europe and in the US. This allowed us to represent industry, and as such, that gives you the opportunity to, for example, reach out to regulators and say, can we collaborate, or can we just share the results? Because then it's not just Evgeny and Kaspar from Novartis and Roche seeking interaction with the regulator, which is maybe not obvious. But if once you have this formal status as working groups, it is a whole different ball game, and that facilitated a lot of interactions that we had.